Hey guys, it's RC back for GM Games with Draft Day Sports College Basketball 2020. Just a reminder, this is a Journeyman save. We are going to have a career base. We're starting off as an entry-level coach with the goal of developing our skills and eventually landing a top job in the nation. My favorite team is Michigan. That's who I put down as my dream team, but Duke, North Carolina, Kansas, Kentucky. The goal is to get to the top levels if we can. So we are somewhere July 17th. I actually wanted to remember that, but we're just coming into this dead period. Remember, all we can do here is to call recruits and watch game film. I wanted to came back a little early, but I wanted to show you just how things had changed. So I still just have my call and watch list, but you can see the list has gotten much longer. And we do have some things going on here that I wanted to point out. So the cap is a scholarship offer. Remember, we had 3. I've got 1 left. I've got 2 out. The little building, that means they have visited our campus. And we also have a guy down here, but he has no interest in it right now. And the other thing I wanted to show you is we talked in the very first episode that they had a help button. So there are some hotkey shortcuts, but there was some information in here I wanted to make sure you were aware of. So once you put a team on your call list, you can have a maximum of 50 on your call and watch list. They don't have to be on both lists. They can be, one or the other if you want, which means you can have 100 different players. Those on the call list do get a call from your assistant coach in charge of recruiting. There is a $5 cost every week. So factor that into your budget for recruiting. So 50 players, $5 a week, $250 a week. 40, 50 weeks a year, it will add up a little bit. Let's see. You saw last episode when we tried to load the entire nation. It took a while. It does warn you about that. Recruits can be edited in the commissioner's office. Well, because I'm not playing a multiplayer and I'm not a commissioner, I can't edit players. I don't think. Maybe I can, but I'm not. We're not doing that. Scouting actions cannot be done once you select them. So once you've added them to your call list, you can't take them off. Once you have scheduled to go visit and watch them live, you can't change that. Now, we were playing at Navy, which is a prestige school. Navy has a minimum SAT score of 960. We do not have an SAT rating on the recruit list because they haven't taken the SAT yet. That won't be till later in the season. So you want to pay attention to their GPAs. I don't know if there's a number, but my guess would be 960 is not super high. I mean, I think 800 is the minimum to qualify, I think. Could be wrong on that. But 960, I'm guessing you'd probably have to have somewhere in the 2.4 GPA range to have a shot at getting that. And then we've talked about that. And then you can also build pipelines if you have a state that you pull from and that you've developed relationships that gives you better access to those players. So just wanted to point that out. But you can see we've now got 5 players that are warm, 4 players that are cool, and I've extended our list of players here. And we've got ratings on all of them. So what I want to do today is I want to sort by defensive ability. And we've got scholarships out to a 5'8" point guard with really good ball handling skills. Let's look at him, Zach Benton. So playing time, location and conference prestige and academics are important. So academics will help us Conference prestige, not so much. Location, we're in his home state, so that's going to be good. He has both parents. Neither one is an alma mater. They're not very wealthy, but we haven't found much out about his parents yet and how much input they're going to have. And then you start getting some recruiting notes. This is from the live scouting. So he looks comfortable stepping out and shooting the 3 and has some knowledge of the 1-2-2 zone. He's not going to be a presence inside at 5'8", not a surprise. He's a big outside shooter, very good. Free throw shooting, average. Scoring, he will not score a lot. So even though he shoots, he will not be a high scorer. Passing is very good. Ball handling skills is excellent. That's what I'm going after him for. He can sneak in and get a rebound, but he can't play very good defense. And that's the problem at this level, is trying to find guys that are well-rounded or that, you know, are very good defensive players. I wanted to look at one of these, Chris Randolph. Let's take a look at him. So he's C overall, average or better shooter. I mean, he can basically do everything. Can't play defense. All right, so I'm going to stay away from him. He liked the campus visit, but that's not going to do anything for us. All right, everything's on the down low this week. I honestly don't know if watching film over and over again will help us any, but I want to watch film on these top 10 defensive players, because I want that to be my focus. All right, let's take a look at Zach again. So we don't know anything about his parents. So let's give him a call. And let's see if we can get his parents. Wow. And you know, you have to kind of be careful so you don't annoy him. Oh, wrong thing. There we go. Let's call him back. Let's look at pitch areas. So you can see how we've got 4 of them done. Coach discipline, good. Let's ask for some information on his parents. So he's not giving us anything about him. All right, so we'll end that call. All right, I would like to also get some information on James Thomas, the other guy we have recruited and offered a scholarship. We're actually his top school right now, so that's good. Oh, did we see anything on Zach? No, we don't know. But according to what we're seeing, we are his top choice, so that's good. We know all of his top 10 schools, so you could see who you were competing against. I mean, you know, if you're Navy and he's got Duke and North Carolina, you're probably not going to get him, right? So, again, nothing about his parents. 2 parents, they both went to college, Maryland East Shore, which is in our conference, I believe. They are wealthy, so they can send him anywhere they want to. And dad's from Grand Canyon, mom's from Maryland East Shore. Some knowledge of a couple of zones, willing to put the ball on the floor and drive to the hole, and made it clear playing close to home is a huge factor. So playing time, but also close to home. He's in Maryland, which makes us a leading contender. Let's just make a call to him just to say hi. And let's see. I grew up in a house. There was always enough money for just about anything I wanted. Neither attended your school. All right. Any other pitch stuff? And he's done. Now, we could try to call him back, and that's okay. But I wanted just to kind of hit that right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of skip ahead and continue in the recruiting and come back in a few more weeks, and we can kind of check on the development at that point. Update time. We're on September 11th, so we've moved ahead a little bit. We have gotten through this quiet period, And we have moved into a contact period right here. Now, this is our first contact period, and it's the only one before the early letter of intent day. So I wanted to kind of show you what happened. So remember we talked about in previous episodes, we talked about using the dial function, calling the players. So let's use James as an example. Now we've got all 3 scholarships offered out. So James Thomas. So we got a little bit of information about his parents. They don't care about school prestige. And his importance is playing time and location. So we're going to make a pitch for location. So you have to talk, this is where you're going to their house to visit. This is your big presentation, being in the living room with him and his parents. And cost $125. You can have 4 visits. And we're going to visit that recruit. All right. Then we're going to look at Zach Benton. Prestige is a small part. Looks like we are now his #1 school, so that's good. And location is the big thing for him as well. So we're going to go ahead and pop location and schedule a visit with him. And the last guy was Kyle Smith. Horrible defense, I need to get a little more information on him, so let's see if we can dial it up. He's been hanging up on me, so that's been the big problem. God. All right, so school location, discipline, and he wiped us out. So we can go back and try. One thing I don't know is if you continue to call them back, do they get aggravated and lose interest? Don't know. But we're going to say that, again, we're going to say location is very important for him. So we're going to use location as our pitch for all 3 guys. So that's what calling does. That opens up the information. And then this, if you the way other games at least work, if you pick the right pitch, it gives you a bump to the interest level from the recruit. So that's how that works. Let's see. Anybody else in here? Yeah, they're all crap. He's from Jersey. Let's try to call him. Josh Holmes. School location. Damn it. All right, we'll try to call him again. See if we can get some information. Yeah, he's not talking to us at all. So I don't know if it does us any good to try to pick a pitch on him. You don't have to spend all your money every week, right? So I think we're going to call that good, and let's go ahead and advance. Oh, this is going to take a little bit longer because this is the time that they're also doing our schedules. So we've got quite a few emails. Oh. Do we have a commitment? September 18th. Shouldn't have a commitment. I don't know what that means. Let's find out. Oh, he's chosen our school. Now, he hasn't signed his letter of intent yet, which means he could change his mind, but he's pretty committed, so that's good. You really impressed us. Zach Benton, he was impressed. Uh-oh. James Thomas has basically backed out. All right. Let's come back to look at scheduling because this was a big change. So he was my #1 guy. It still says we're his top 10 school. We're his #1 school. I'm going to go visit him again. And I did it again, didn't I? Can I? He will not come visit. That is killing me. I'm going to go ahead and watch and see if he'll come. No. Damn. You know what? No, you have to select a pitch. Damn. I was hoping you could just go with a generic no pitch, but it doesn't look like that will work. Facilities. All right, let's call him. School location, conference prestige. All right, let's take another look at him. Brett Nolan. So it looks like location is the big thing for him too. So you know what? I'm going to go ahead and pop a visit. And then Josh Holmes, let's see if we can get him back on the phone and give us some indicator. So this is why you do want to use your phone calls every week and spread them out through all of your players. Playing time and nothing. All right, well, we're going to call that good. And let's go ahead and recruit another week. All right. Oh, and I forgot to go back and look at schedule. All right, so this is what our AD has signed up for us. Florida Gulf Coast, Hawaii, High Point, Massachusetts, Lowell River, and then a bunch of road games. So 4 at home and then a bunch of road games. Looks like we're making a swing through Big 12 country. And then over, oh my God, we're playing the Wolfpack. Well, we'll just chalk that up as a travel experience for the kids, right? I don't like the fact that they're not interspersed. And I don't know if we can do our own schedule, because when we got that email in the first or second episode, the AD said he was going to do it. So now you can change a game. So if I want to change this one, can I? No? Hello? Well, actually, they've got a really low prestige. Okay. Well, you know what? Let's go ahead with it. Let's go check that other email. Scheduling. All your conference games are locked. Some of your non-conference may be as well. Any that are not, you can schedule a different opponent. Okay. Okay. So let's go back to that. Where would we find that? Click the advance. Okay, so go to the scheduling page. There we are. All right, so this one is grayed out or no change. This one, Colorado. I really want to pick a game here if I can. Doesn't look like I'm able to change any of these. Oh, hold on. Yes, I see how to do it now. This, it took a second. I haven't seen this screen before. All right, so I want to go to this game, December 6th, and I want a low prestige and can I not? I can't change the location. Odd. And Stony Brook. And we want to look at maybe Morehead State. All right. It is not letting me choose home or away. So that must be locked in. Fair enough. All right, but I do want to change that one just to have a different game. All right, and now we've learned how to do that if we ever do it again. And we'll advance from this button. Good deal. All right, so we've got a schedule for the year. We've got our first recruit. We've got our first Yes, we got our second recruit. Zach Benton, the point guard, has given a verbal commitment. Very nice. All right. Brett Nolan. Okay, so Nolan. All right, so Thomas has come back around with a second visit. Nolan actually liked the visit. So let's get in and see how much that has changed things. All right, so now we can start seeing some of the guys. So Bucknell, NJIT, Central Connecticut, Liberty, Alabama A&M. There's our guys. So he's rated number 921 in the nation and number 1686 in the nation. Not the best players, but again, we are at a 14 prestige school, right? All right. He is still warm. He still has us listed number 1. I don't know. All right, Nolan, we're going to host you, and you still decline to visit us. Come on, man. You are killing me, Smalls. All right, general information, parents, interest. No, I can't. I cannot do that. All right, we're going to call you again. All right, we've got some of the information. Academics, prestige. No, he dumped us again. All right, we're going to be done with that. James Thomas, 16 points a game, 5 rebounds a game, 3 blocks a game. Good deal. Let's dial him up. Okay, facilities are very important. All right, we've got them all. No. Okay, so we're number 1 according to that. So he's got quite a few things that we could pitch him. Now, according to this, playing time is the biggest. What we have not uncovered on any of these guys is how much control their parents are going to exert. Because now parents don't care about prestige, but as you ask these questions, you might get a comment that says my mom or my dad or my parents will have a huge impact on what school I go to. And then instead of looking at their information, then it may be a combination of the two. So you have to be real careful with that. We've already got the scholarship out. I'm going to say we're done with that. September 25th. The season starts when? I don't remember. And I still don't see a schedule. So we're going to go ahead and advance. All right, we're beginning practice. All right, so here's new update. This is the week you begin practice. You have 6 weeks before the season starts. Practice continues throughout the season, so set your practice schedule each Saturday throughout the season. To prepare for practice, click the practice plan button. Assign coaches. All right. So we're going to do that. Now, this is something, and I don't know if it was a glitch, but let's look at our staff again, right? Where's our staff? Here we go. So you remember we looked at these guys, and, the only guy that's worth a darn is Drew Gibson in player development. Let's say that Drew had a really high, if he had a 2 or a 3 in recruiting as well. So what we could do is we could assign him to recruiting here in the early going. And at this point, we could change him over to player development, have him take over practices, and have another coach pick up the recruiting portion. So that's something to think about. We used to be able to do that, and it sounds like we still can. All right, now, what are we going to do? Well, 21. I don't know how these are set. I have no idea. I guess that's by bet. if I drop. I have no idea. All right, we're going to go back to 10 on that, and we're going to go back up to 20 on that. So shuffle, does it tell me what they are? I don't have a help button on this screen. Zone attacks. Okay, so if you face a zone defense, you have to be able to run zone attack offenses. So they're defaulting that. Man-to-man, the 2-3 zone, full court man-to-man. Now remember, I said I don't like to do that. So I'm going to drop that to 5%. I would like to maybe run a little bit of half-court trap. And just to have a little bit of mix on the zone. And no time remaining. So we're going to save those changes. Advance again. Oh, so Drexel poaches one of our players. All right, and we are into practice, so we need to go back into recruiting. And you can see out of our initial call list, we don't have a whole lot of interest here. So Brett Nolan, let's take a look at him. B overall, good shooter, good free throw shooter, solid scorer. He can actually play defense. I want to offer this guy a scholarship. We're going to host the recruit. He still declines to visit our school, you bastard. And passing handling, he's really good at ball handling. I'll try to get him to come just because. And so we've got, it's a power forward that we actually need. All right, Peterson's going to come in for a visit. He's a really good defensive player, and he's number 457 in the nation. If I could get him interested, I'd be all over that, right? All right, practice plan. I don't think we're going to change that up any. So we're going to continue on the same path here. Check our emails. All right, Wells didn't care for it. Peterson said it was okay. All right, Brett Nolan. Now we're down to only 2 warm players, though. Wow. All right. We're into the quiet period. We are sometimes, and this is something I noticed during recruiting, like when you have the summer camps. Remember back in the first episode, we signed up for the summer camp. You get your sim stops on those days, but you'll notice the sims run through Sunday night. So that's where you want to get to the end. So that's why we still have visits left, because we haven't fully advanced. So that's okay. So you may stop on a Wednesday, a Thursday. You just have to, there's nothing else you can really do. It's just letting you get the email and make sure you're up to date. All right. But any day except for Sunday. All right. Recruiting. Anything. All right. We're back up to another player. He just does not want to come visit, does he? All right, let's call him. We're number 5 on his list. Casey Gladue, we're number 2. Now, his parents are very concerned about location. All right, let's call these guys. Let's call Nolan. I told you, you get real life, so you get the wife hollering for the dog outside. That's just how it goes. Yeah, I know you forget. I'm forgettable. All right. He will not come. All right. Let's call this guy. Let's call Casey. Let's look at pitches. Playing close to home. Prestige. Conference prestige. Okay. And all right, that's not available this week. We'll watch some more film. I don't know if watching film over and over again helps you get a better picture or not. All right, he will not take a recruit visit. Do you want to come visit? No. Just because? David Stoudemire? Nothing. All right, well, let's continue. Well, we've got our first 2 recruits. So, and you notice going back to when recruiting first started, right? We only had 1 guy with warm and then a handful of guys with cool. And you saw how that developed over time. All right, Brett. No. All right, you? Do you want to come? No. All right, they've all declined. All right, we're number 2 on his list. Location is very important. We're number 5 on his list. Now, you can see it looks like he's fallen about 200 spots in the national rankings. So maybe watching that film or further evaluation does give you some information. So let's just, on the off chance. Now, I wish I could use my up and down arrows here, but I can't. That would make it too easy. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Watch film. F. All right, let's do that then. All right, so we can do that. I wish a mouse over. I wish you could do a mouse over and it would tell you that that's F, right? Or put that in here. Oh, it does. Watch film, F, duh. All right, you probably knew that and I didn't. All right, so we've used all the film. That's good. And H to host visits. Okay, so there's 3 visits for this week. All right, let's go ahead and advance. All right, so none of those guys really jumped up. We've got maybe 1 or 2 more cool guys. All right, let's see. We want to host. No? Okay. So let's watch film on all these guys again. All right, there's our film. Oh, the hotkeys. I love them. I'll use those all the time now. Nolan still not going to come visit our school. All right, let's take a look at these guys. So I need a power forward. That's the one that dropped off on us. Scoring, passing, free throws. Yeah, Nolan's by far the better player, and he can play defense. Looks like I've got Gladio as I'm guessing that's not a Cajun pronunciation. So Gladio, he's from Maryland, so he's a fallback. We're gonna stay on Nolan. Practice plan. Don't think we need to use anything else. And I'm not sure how much you should ever change this once you've settled on something for a season. That'll be something I guess I need to ask over at the Wolverine forums. I do have some questions up over there. In fact, let me pull up on my other monitor and see if anything got answered. I'm not thinking so. Yeah, 10 views, no responses. I always love that. All right, 10 inboxes. All right, so we've got a visit. Didn't like it. Nope. Appreciate it. All right, now we've got scouting reports. All right, so this is your scouting coach. All right, so their best player is Marlon Warren. They run a normal offense. They seem to press a lot. They play man-to-man, but on pressure defense, they go to a 1-2-2 full court press. You've got some rating abilities here and a head-to-head comparison. So advantage. We've got the advantage at the 2 guard, Sean McCoy over Charles Fountain, but they have the edge at the 4, Jerry Douglas over our Marlon Warren. Not sure if that's going to be our starting group, but we will find out. Let's take a look at the roster here. You can offer a scholarship to a walk-on player. You know, you always see those YouTube videos where they've got the senior walk-on or the junior walk-on, and the coach awards him a scholarship in front of the team, and they all go crazy. I just want to cut all these guys that suck and, you know, and move on. So let's see. Back to the inbox. All right, so we're just going to look at those. All right, last chance to redshirt. Okay, so let's redshirt. What? All right. So I believe, and I would be wrong, you can only redshirt a player once, and most games they have the parentheses or the brackets around their class to signify that they've been redshirted. So let's go through our guards. Passing, handling. Neslin's going to start this year, so I would like to redshirt him. Did I miss that? Did I go too fast and miss my ability to redshirt him? Wow. Or has he already been redshirted? Don't know. I'm just going to click on everybody and see if redshirt lights up. I may have missed that. Let's check our email. So we're November 13th. Yep, that was last week. Son of a biscuit. All right, well, so you can redshirt. I did not, so I missed that opportunity. Pay attention. Check that email every week. Learn from my mistakes. That's why I do this. So I'm the one that looks the fool. All right, you can kick off the season. You can play or simulate games, and weekly incident report. Aaron Welch and Brian Laster spent all practice trying to one-up each other. Rogers and Laster slacked off because they were too busy messing around. And Jerry Douglas threatened to fight Winston Rogers. All right, so Laster looks like a troublemaker, and Rogers, evidently in his messing around, pissed off Jerry Douglas. Let's go take a look at our roster again. So Jerry Douglas is who? Jerry Douglas. He's a senior, so he's one of our team leaders. So he's probably not screwing around with these little freshmen causing problems. So good. I'm not happy. I'm not worried about that. And who was the other guy? Wilder? Laster. He's a junior. He's actually a good player, but he's been screwing around and playing around with a freshman. So, yeah. Oh, can I still redshirt a player here? Let's look. No, I cannot. Damn it. All right. Well, that is what it is. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and end the episode here because we're 32 minutes in. We are at the start of the season. I wish they told me where to find the schedule. There should be a schedule somewhere, right? If you know where to find the schedule, please tell me. You know what? No, that's a player search. That doesn't help me. All right, our goals for this year: to win 10 games or more and finish in the top 3 of the conference. So if we take a look at the conference, we've got Lehigh, Army, Boston University, Lafayette, Colgate, Bucknell, Loyola of Maryland, American, and Holy Cross. Okay. There's got to be scheduling somewhere. All right, there's your preseason tournaments. This was actually something cool, and I do remember back when I started playing this, you can look at coaching trees. I don't know if my guy's in here or not. Oh, you know what? It looks like it's alphabetized. There I am. Boom. All right, so there's my assistants, so that they are part of my coaching tree. So you can follow this. What we used to be able to do is you could create a new head coach. Like let's say you had a player graduate, wasn't quite a star player, didn't get drafted, and so you make him an assistant, and then you put him in as another coach, but you leave him computer controlled, but then you could take him over, like when your guy retires, you could go and take over that guy as your next coach if you wanted to continue the legacy type thing. I'm sure you could still do that. Why can't I find a schedule? It seems to me that you're going to want just a list of your games so you could see results. There's got to be some way to do that. But anyway, I will save that for next episode. Go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe. Let me know what you guys are thinking of the save. I know that was 3 episodes, but it is what it is. You know, you got to get through the off season. Just a reminder, I do not tend to play out my games. I do sim them out. So what we'll do is we'll probably go, I'll figure it out, but we will come back next episode for our season opener, and then we'll kind of get a feel for how many games we can fit. These episodes coming up may be shorter in duration, just because we don't want to blow through a season lickety split. But but let me know if you guys know where to find the schedule, because that's just mind-boggling to me that we do need to fill a depth chart. AI suggest all. So this is by minutes. So 20-minute quarters, yes, or 20-minute halves. That's right. So he'll get basically 6 minutes off each half. These guys will get 3 breaks, just a shorter duration. And that means he'll play a little more, but he'll fill in at the 2 guard as well. All right, and then these guys basically won't play. He'll come in at the point. Oh, I don't like that. Do I have another 2 guard that would be better? Not really. 2 guard. So that is a 2 guard playing point guard. Ew, I don't like that. All right, well, we'll pick up there next time. Guys, have a good one. Talk to you later. Bye.